In a world becoming more and more globalized, with the competition for jobs at an all-time high, very little now separates the good from the best. Every marketable advantage is one step closer to reaching success. But what if I told you a second language was good for more than just the job market? Studies have shown that a second language has a wide range of benefits. Brain research has shown that in kids under 18, test subjects who were able to speak a second language had a 10% more developed brain than other kids their age who only had one single language to speak. Research in adults have shown a second language wards off the effects of Alzheimer's and dementia at young ages. There was recently a really interesting study done at the University of Illinois where a professor there made a fake language and taught the language to two groups of students in two different ways. The first group of students learned the language by being immersed totally in the language and learning just through speaking it and hearing it. And the second group of students learned the language by learning the rules of it and learning the grammar and the punctuation and all the letters of the new language. Now, the interesting part of the study really comes in the results. The professor found that students who had been completely immersed in the language performed up to 50% better than those students who had not been completely immersed in the language and learned it only by learning the rules of the language. Furthermore, 6 months after the study, the same group that had performed much better on tests was tested to see if they still remembered anything of the language, and they still remembered close to, if not the same amount of the language than they had 6 months previously when they were still learning the language, and the group that had just learned the rules of the language remembered almost none of it. Another very interesting study comes out of Japan where a group of bilingual people with one of their languages being Japanese and a group of monolingual people with their only language being Japanese were separated into two groups, as clearly labeled here with good and bad. I'll leave it up to you to decide which one is which. But these two groups were tested to see if they could learn another language, and the results of the study found that the group who already spoke Japanese were much more able to learn another language than the group who did not speak another language, in addition to Japanese. So this just shows how speaking another language can help you make connections to other languages and become even more and more diverse in your language speaking.